There's actually somebody around here. Leves, alhamdulillah.
This is the saffron. This is what we put in our risotto.
Trying to find a way out of here.
We're in a kitchen and we're seeing some typical dishes that are made with saffron. The Moroccan people are really the best. They're so generous.
I know. Welcome to Taliwin. Today we're starting our journey from the old Kasbah of Taliwin. We are right in between the cities of Ouarzazate and Agadir. We're gonna start here from the Kasbah, from this symbolical place, because this was considered the administrative capital of the region. The Glawi, the chief of the Glawa tribe that lived in these mountains, was in charge of this Kasbah, was in charge of this region. He was considered to be the chief, the lord of the Atlas by the people around here. He had a long story governing the region, so on and so on, until the people of this region decided to oust him because he had too much going on with the French, with the colonialists, let's say. And unfortunately, even though this Kasbah had such an important role, politically especially, and from a certain point of view, even for its architecture, artistic role, unfortunately this Kasbah cannot be really visited today. As you can see, it's completely walled in, I would say, because the government doesn't have the money to rebuild or give it a new life to this Kasbah, to attract tourists. It's easier to just do this and walled in an old building like this Kasbah and kind of like lose access to it.
So the thing that I am the most excited for about this place is to sample and buy some saffron. This place is the capital of saffron. It grows naturally here in the mountains, in the lands, and it's a huge source of income for the people that live here. We're gonna go hopefully sample and buy some saffron so that I can bring it home and make a risotto milanese.
And right on the other side of the Kasbah, and we noticed that there is actually a tiny village around here. There are some people that live here. It's quite sad to see the Kasbah being completely abandoned like that. That's the case in many, many different small towns of Morocco or all over North Africa. There's actually somebody around here. Oh, salam alaikum. Désolé. The Kasbah? No Kasbah? Salam alaikum. Leves, alhamdulillah. لاباس عليك؟ بخير الحمد لله. ممكن نشوف؟
شوف.
ها؟ واو شكرا شكرا. Wow. Wow, you will love this. What a car. Wow. Look at them living in the old Kasbah. Wow.
So we just met these two women that were taking care of some sheep and goats and chickens that were kind of in the ruins of this Kasbah. But they asked us not to film because they said they're not the owners of it. And maybe they just kind of generally didn't feel comfortable being on camera. That's kind of something that we're noticing happens relatively frequently, especially in these more small conservative Muslim towns.
Yeah.
So we're obviously going to respect their decision and go see what else we're gonna find today.
I'm just incredibly surprised by the inside. There is so much artistic beauty in that little yard. There was a door, it was so beautiful, like an ancient door accessing the Kasbah. Too bad, but like you said, it's fine. We're gonna film something else. There's so much beauty around here.
Let's go see what else we can find.
Yeah. We were literally driving on the side of the road and Marissa just noticed a field, and to our surprise, I mean to my surprise at least, she recognized it right away. It's a saffron field.
I mean, look at this. Here you can see the green stems of the saffron. Most of the saffron has already been picked today. Saffron, the flowers are picked before sunrise because you need to pick them when they're closed. But look here. So you can see the red saffron that is growing. These are called pistils. And this is the saffron. This is what we put in our risotto.
These three pieces.
Every flower usually yields about 3 of these threads of saffron. Sometimes it can be more or less. You've heard of 4, 5 of these threads, but usually it's 3, and it takes so much to yield even a small gram of saffron. Really beautiful. So the women that harvest these flowers, they have to do it by hand because the flower is so fragile. If you're doing this in the morning before sunrise, you're literally bent over, you know, like this. You can't do it with a machine. So it is real manual labor.
And it's also why they try and pick them up very early in the morning, because the flowers are still closed, and they say that it's easier to just grab multiple flowers at the same time while bending, and if they're open, you can only do one at a time, so it takes much longer to pick.
So you have to be an early riser to pick saffron. So we entered a little bit further into the farm, and we can see that in addition to saffron, they're also growing olives, specifically black olives.
It's really fascinating to be in such a dry landscape and then all of a sudden being in kind of like an oasis where there's literally everything from fruits. I think I even see some like vegetables over there, you know, small community of people living here, taking care of these natural beauties. And in addition to that field that we saw, where flowers had already been picked and there was basically nothing left, what do we have here?
Another one, another saffron field. You can see some of the purple flowers way in the distance. They have to wait a little bit until these flowers bloom. I mean, this is awesome. Look at this irrigation system. It's amazing. I don't even know where the water is coming from.
It's great to see how well done. Look at that. How good the water flows through here to feed the fields.
And it's also being used to wash clothes. We saw several women washing their clothes in this water.
Trying to find a way out of here, following the stream. Woo! Oh, we actually made it back to where we parked. So somehow just follow the water when you're lost.
We somehow did a full circle.
So we were actually able to find a cooperative, a group of farmers that work together and sell their products. So they allowed us to come on their terrace and they gave us some of their products. Marisa is going to tell us more.
I'm so happy to be here and also supporting this place because it's run by women. So it's like super exciting to support a business by women. These are the bulbs where the saffron grows. Even in a month it grows, which is so cool. And then the final product is this beautiful purple flower. It takes more than 100 of these flowers to make just 1 gram of saffron. And 1 gram of dried saffron goes for about $3.50 to $4 here. But obviously when it's exported, the price goes up and up. But here it's about $3.50 to $4.
We're now following one of the women of the cooperative. She's gonna show us something about saffron.
So one of the women that works at this cooperative, Kavira, is gonna show us some typical Moroccan dishes that are made with saffron. We're in a kitchen and we're seeing some typical dishes that are made with saffron. So we have some chicken here. Wow.
The typical color of saffron.
Looks delicious.
Ooh. It's a very slow process. It takes a lot of time to cook all of these.
And this is the couscous pot.
Yeah, this is specifically for couscous because it's they have a specific pot. I remember my good friend Habib always using this one to make couscous.
Oh, there's couscous now. So we're getting a lesson on couscous.
Et combien maintenant?
2,5 kg. Voilà.
I think that's the last one.
Ah, last one.
C'est le dernier. comme ça.
Ok. L'eau froide ou chaude?
Non, froid. Voilà. Et on fait comme ça. Et la vapeur, voilà.
Now, is this a dish that people will eat regularly? Like, is this a typical dish?
Oui.
Toujours ou en général?
En général, donc on mettait avec les légumes, si on fait comme ça, dans la maison, chez la famille seulement. Si on a des autres jaunes, bien beaucoup, on met l'amelou, ou bien le sucre, ou bien le beurre.
Okay.
The women that are picking the saffron, do they use saffron in their cooking?
Oui, mais pas beaucoup. Mais dès qu'on a des fêtes, comme ça, ou bien des amis, bien faire un plat spécial. Voilà.
That's actually like the same for us, because at home saffron's so expensive, we only use it in some dishes.
Ah, ok. Pour nous, c'est très cher, donc on n'utilise pas beaucoup de safran.
Ok.
C'est pas 30 dirhams pour nous, c'est beaucoup plus cher.
I told my mom last night that I bought her some saffron, and she was so happy.
Merci beaucoup.
I think I'm about to get a gift of a saffron flower.
Let's see.
Pour toi.
No.
Non, mais non, pas de.
Ok.
Non, c'est trop de safran.
Prenez-la, non.
On peut le mettre sur la voiture, ici, parce que non, c'est trop, vraiment, c'est trop de safran. On va mettre ça sur la voiture ici, c'est vraiment
mettre
trop.
la panier comme ça sur la voiture, voilà.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Merci. Wow. The Moroccan people are really the best. They're so generous.
I know.
So we just finished our tour at the cooperative.
I think half of our suitcases are now saffron.
Yes.
And this is just one of the many little jars that Marisa bought.
I'm so happy to be supporting a woman-owned business here in Morocco. It was an amazing day to see how saffron is grown and cultivated. And now the next time I make a risotto or something with saffron, I'll always think of this place.
Let's go now. Next stop.
On to the next destination.